This week on Theme Park Bar, we're making one final visit to Universal Studios Mardi Gras as I show you how to make the fan favorite and very herbaceous Pina Verde. Hello, my name is Matt and welcome to Theme Park Bar. I am a career bartender and an Orlando native who wants to show you how to make the best signature drinks from around the world and across the universe. Here at Theme Park Bar, we know the best attractions are the ones served in a glass. Hey, happy Mardi Gras still, everyone. Universal Mardi Gras started their festival this year for 2021 back all the way in February 6th, and it's finally come to a close this weekend, May 2nd, which means that sucker has ran for a lot of days, more than I can really count off the top of my head. This year's Mardi Gras event, the International Flavors of Carnival, is the biggest Mardi Gras ever, and not just counting the dates, it was huge. It took up the entire park, with parade floats from the front all the way to the farthest regions of the park, with characters tossing out beads all day, live music, and tons of food options. This is really the first year Universal kind of dove headfirst into that theme park food festival that is kind of taken over this town, and they knocked it out of the park. Featuring food booths from all over the world, including the Caribbean with Bahamas, Trinidad, and Cuba, out in Europe with Brussels, Italy, and Germany, heck, and even bringing it into America, of course, with that crawfish boil down in New Orleans. The options for this year were just pretty much limitless. I actually had a really hard time figuring out what drink I wanted to bring home from the event to show you guys how to make. So I left it up to my supporters over at patreon.com/themeparkbar, and they all agreed Puerto Rico for the Pina Verde. Now the cocktail does come from the Puerto Rico booth, but it actually is a Californian creation. It was invented by Eric Castro, the bartender at Polite Provision, back sometime in 2012, and has really instantly become a modern classic. He invented the drink by doing what bartenders like to do when we're bored, and that's just kind of playing around with what already works, trying to fix what's not broken, if you will. He wanted to make the pina colada something a little more unctuous, give a little bit more kick, taste a little more grown up and sophisticated. He experimented with gin, but then started playing around with the Green Chartreuse, and well, one thing led to another, and a cocktail that has been nicknamed the Green Colada was born. Universal's recipe does deviate ever so slightly from Eric's original, with a splash bit more pineapple and coconut to make it a little bit more sweeter and easier on the average theme park goer's palate. Here's what you're going to need: 1.5 ounces of Green Chartreuse, 3 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of cream of coconut, and ½ ounce of lime juice. Green Chartreuse is going to be the magic ingredient for this cocktail. It's a very herbaceous green liqueur. There's also a yellow version of it, but the flavors are very different. If you're going to be making this, make sure you get the green stuff. The recipe for this stuff is a pretty closely guarded secret. It's made by some Carthusian monks out in France, and they keep that pretty close to the chest. The original recipe for this dates back to 1605, and there's not really many substitutes for this out there. This is going to be on the expensive side, and it's going to sit on your shelf for a while, but it is a fantastic product that you can make a lot of very fun things with. All right, let's get down to business now and get the Pina Verde, the Universal Mardi Gras version, working here. Universal serves theirs on the rocks, so we're going to start with a mixing glass full of ice. Now we got our ice. The first ingredient going in is going to be the Green Chartreuse, the star of the show. This is classified as a liqueur, but it is 55% alcohol by volume, which is pretty high for most things liqueur. This stuff is old school, like I said earlier. This is actually believed to be the first thing to ever be labeled as a liqueur, so really good, really old school stuff right here. 1.5 ounces Green Chartreuse going right in. That green color you're noticing is 100% natural. It's coming from all the herbs that go into this liqueur. Like I said, this is old school, man. No artificial dyes in this. After that, we're going to put in 3 ounces of pineapple juice. After that, we're going to follow up with 1 ounce of cream of coconut. Just going to eyeball that just because this stuff is sticky. And about ½ ounce of lime juice. You put that lime in the coconut and yeah, shake it all up. Then pull up your serving glass and open pour from the tin directly in. We're going to garnish this drink with some fresh mint. Going to give it just a nice little slap, get the aromatics going. It's a very herbaceous drink, so you know. You need a very herbaceous garnish. And there you go, just like that, coming to you from the Puerto Rico food booth at Universal Studios Mardi Gras, the Pina Verde, also known as the Green Colada in the bartending world. I'm excited for this drink. I loved it in the park. I love it outside of the park. Very herbaceous, great color. You got the Green Chartreuse, pineapple coconut, a lovely, lovely color going on. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. Give a straw for this fella. Oh, that's so good. So good. The Green Chartreuse is very much front and center. You get a very intense kick of the herbaceousness of it. There's like a little bit of black pepper note, a little almost like lemongrass, if you will. I'm sure that's not exactly what you want to hear, like the flavor profile of like pina colada drink, but it's great. Honestly, it works so freaking good. It adds a lot of complexity, a lot of layers of flavor. It's one of those drinks that like, you sit there, it sits with you for a minute, you know, you got kind of just going on a trip down the road with it. Drink has got a pretty nice kick to it too. The Green Chartreuse, I've said, is 55% alcohol by volume. So it is a little higher proof than your standard pina colada would be. There's a nice little umptious to it. Now, there is more juice in here than the version Eric Castro made about a decade or so ago out in San Diego. Universal likes to do that. They'll get a very popular cocktail and they'll kind of water it down a little bit. They'll add a little bit more mixer in there just to make it more palatable and easy to sell in like a big blinky souvenir cup or stuff like that. It's not a knock on them. It's not a knock on the drink. It's just kind of a fact of what they do. They did it with the Saturn at Halloween Horror Nights in the past, and it's honestly my favorite drink they've ever made. This is coming in at a pretty dang close second. I am not gonna lie, this is phenomenal, and I really hope it stays somewhere in the parks after Mardi Gras comes to a close this weekend. This isn't the actual official Universal recipe. I'm just a drink nerd. I love this stuff, and this is kind of my best shot in the dark of what their actual recipe is. I could be way off the money, but I feel like this is a pretty dang close representation to it. Awesome, that was the Universal Studios version. Real quick, I want to show you how to make Eric Castro's version. This way you can maybe get through that bottle of Green Chartreuse that's going to sit on your shelf for quite a while, a little bit quicker. For this version is going to be a blended drink, so you're going to need to bust out your blender. To our blender, we're going to add 1.5 ounces of our Green Chartreuse, 1.5 ounces of our pineapple juice, 3/4 of an ounce of our cream of coconut, and 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Now, of course, it's a blended drink. You're going to need some ice. Now, along with the normal ice cubes, I'm actually tossing in one of my big whiskey ice cubes as well. I tossed the big ice in there because we want to be careful not to blend this drink too much. You really want it to be actually kind of on the chunky side. This drink is intended to be served more as a slush than like a smoothie or a creamy daiquiri. We want some good ice shards in there, so that's why I'm tossing my bigger ice cubes in there. So let's give this a pulse until we got everything broken down and mixed together. Okay, awesome, that looks great. I'm gonna pull our serving glass back up. I'm just using a same glass I serve the one on the rocks on. I'm gonna pour the drink right in. And the same exact garnish as before. Some nice aromatic mint. Give it the slap, give it the crunch, fluff her out, get everything in there. And there you go, little sprig of mint on there, or big sprig of mint, and we have the original Pina Verde, the original Green Colada by Eric Castro in San Diego, California, by way of the Puerto Rico booth at Universal Studios Florida Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival. A lot of things, a lot of similarities, same great color, that very herbaceous mint. Let's go ahead and give this one a taste. We've done a lot of talking, let's do some more drinking. Ooh. Ooh, and it's different. I mean, very similar because it's, you know, the same drink essentially, but that Green Chartreuse comes forward a lot more. You get a little more, I don't want to say heat, but spice. There's a lot of peppery notes in Chartreuse, and it's really coming forward now. Oh, it's really good. A lot less sweet. There's half the juice, there's half the cream of coconut, so half the sugar in there. This is a great drink. This is a complex drink. It's super easy to make. It's my favorite thing, what I'm looking for in any cocktail, and especially a pool drink. It has everything I'm looking for. It is cold, it is refreshing, it's not a fully frozen drink, but there's ice for days in here, and it's complex. It's more than just throwing some Malibu and pineapple juice into a glass and calling it a day. It's a very small change, swapping out the rum with the Green Chartreuse, but Green Chartreuse is just so complex and is just such a rich depth of flavors that it really umps this drink to the next level, and I love it. This version, the Universal Studios version, both are fantastic cocktails, and I highly recommend that you try either, if not both, of these drinks out. Alrighty, everyone, hey, thank you so much for tuning in this week and every week here at Theme Park Bar, allowing me to share my love of theme park special events and cocktails here with you each and every week. It's truly awesome. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a nice thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm can do its thing and more people can see the videos. And if you're new to the channel, I'm so excited to have you here. I want you to become one of my bar regulars. All you have to do is hit that little subscribe button and you'll never miss a single drop of anything I'm serving up here. You can also chat with me all over the internet. I know you guys know that already, in those YouTube comments or all over social media on Twitter and Instagram. You can also support the show by heading to patreon.com/ThemeParkBar as well. You all know when you're going out, make sure you're always being safe, you drink responsibly, and you never forget to tip your bartenders. Mardi Gras is coming to an end. Had a really good run. It's May after all, it's time. And yeah, I'm gonna be a little sad though to see it go. I like the beads, I like the drinks, but I do take solace in knowing that Halloween Horror Nights is just around the corner. I think I even hear the chainsaws revving up already. Till next time, everyone, be safe. Cheers.